During the lockdown, one of the things that's happened is that television viewership has shot through the roof, especially news television viewership, which is up almost 300%. I want to take you through what the television universe looks like at this moment. Now, GC entertainment channels are actually down. Their overall share in the television pie was 52% before the coronavirus lockdown. It's now down to 39%. The viewership seems to be going towards movies, which are up from 23 to 26%. But the biggest jump in audience television habits has been in news, which is up from 7% of the overall universe to 21% of the overall television universe. That is phenomenal. It's never been seen in India's history before this. Kids are at home, they're watching consistently, 7% before coronavirus and 7% even now. So that stays where it was. One of the big gainers in this big jump has been India Today television. This is India's mega cities, the big metropolitans. Here, India Today is leading the pack ahead of everyone in the competitive space, and that's quite important because this is a time when people have been looking out for credible news and they're finding it here on your favorite television channel. In fact, if you look at the All India numbers, this is for the days after the lockdown was announced. Here again, this is All India, India Today television leading the pack well ahead of competition. What I want to do right now is go across to Sunil Lalla. Sunil Lalla is the Chief Executive Officer of BARC. BARC is India's premier television rating agency. These are the kind of trends that have never ever been seen in India's history. Sunil, welcome. A 300% increase in the news universe. Now people are at home and it's very clear from your data this week that they're lapping up a lot of television news.
So let's get some stats out of the way. 1.20 trillion minutes, highest ever TV viewing, 1.20 trillion minutes. Average daily viewers grew by 62 million. 622 million TV viewers who are watching television daily watch for 4 hours and 40 minutes. There is growth across all parameters. Weekly viewing has gone up by 37%. Average daily viewing moved from 3 hours 46 minutes to 4 hours 39 minutes. That's 23% more. More people are now watching TV 7 days a week. That went up from an average of 32% in January to 44% under recent times. In January, an average home was watching 16 channels in a week. They are now watching 22 channels a week. The big record, of course, goes to news as a category. 300% growth of news, 56% growth of movies, 46% growth in kids. Huge growth in non-prime time, right? Which is when the home is all together. So what does this mean in one single line? Television is and will always be the screen of the home that engages everybody equally. It's not just content that's being viewed, it's advertising too which is being viewed. And up till the end of March, we saw a surge in advertising too. The big one, of course, this week has been the return of the classic, which is Ramayana, made in 1986 and watched by more than 50 million people, even on Sunday when it premiered. 51 million people watched Ramayana.
Would have thought you bring the Ramayana back and even this generation's plugging in a manner that's more than any other thing on television. Now the one thing is, and possibly because GEC channels are rerunning old content, that viewership is down. It's news which is the biggest winner because there's so much happening and it's all live. And Sunil, there I see a lot of that benefit seems to have come to the India Today group. India Today television in the mega cities emerging as the #1 channel. During the lockdown, nationally India Today television is #1, and Aaj Tak, our Hindi channel, is India's most watched television channel per se, way more than any GEC, and that for a news channel is phenomenal.
Well, I'm sure there's some amount of triumph or celebration maybe going on at Aaj Tak. It's the #1 channel. It has overtaken the GEC channels in this week. It has phenomenal viewing. and that talks about credibility and trust that you enjoy with consumers and with viewers.
The other thing that I'm noticing in your data, Sunil, is news consumption on digital platforms. On the smartphone, that's skyrocketed as well. So very clearly, when they're not watching news on TV, people are sitting on their smartphones, on their laptops, and consuming a lot of television news digitally.
So, I think television is significantly larger than digital. The growth in TV has been significantly higher than the growth in television, because one phenomenon we have observed in the home is while digital has grown, it's grown a lot for news apps. So I guess there's a lot of search going on for news and information, and people are constantly looking to see if there's an update, if there's something that can reassure them, or they can get some fact or data about any area they're concerned with. I've also seen in digital there's a huge growth in gaming amongst young audiences, 15 to 24. So that is because they are discovering new games, new things to do over there. A part of news and gaming, there's YouTube content that is hugely watched, but the growth in TV is significantly more than the growth in digital. So when the household is together, they are watching that content together, they are watching TV together.
We are thankful to our viewers for the trust that they've shown in our network, and it is our commitment to ensure that we stick with the facts, are as objective as we can be. We're working in a very stretched fashion with 1/3 the staff that we ordinarily have, and it's very clear that credibility matters, content matters, which is why people are tuning in the way that they are. We deeply appreciate your commitment to watching our channels, and we hope that we can keep it like that. Sunil, Lalla, for joining me tonight, thank you very much. Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.